Hello! Another day late, I'm sorry, but still have more awesome books for you. First up is Batgirl Year One. This is the new printing of the Chuck Dixon and Marcos Martin story. Marcos Martin's art is just really incredible, perfect for kind of balancing a detective noir and also superhero stuff. It's just super engaging and flows, but is also very clear and easy to read. We've also got Cosmic Detective. This was originally a Kickstarter book from Matt Kent and Jeff Lemire, as well as David Rubin, who's an incredible artist. So you have co-writing from Matt Kent and Lemire, and then David Rubin on art, and it seems like this really rad, like cyberpunk detective story. We've also got Tom Scioli's I Am Stan. This is the graphic biography of Stan Lee. Obviously, you know who Stan Lee is, but what is notable about this one is, of course, that it's graphic. It's done in the same style as kind of the Grand Design books that have come out. And it's done by Tom Scioli, who is an old-style cartoonist, very much works in the model of Marvel cartoonists in the 70s and 80s. Definitely up there with like Jim Rugg. So yeah, worth checking out. And if we sell out, and you're still interested, ask for it. We do have the option for a hardcover as well. This is what I am a new release that I'm most excited about this week. Matchmaker is by Cam Marshall from Silver Sprocket. It is an homage to shoujo slice of life manga, but follows a queer friend group starting in the beginning of the pandemic and on. Kimmy, the main character, is trying to be a play matchmaker for their friend Mason, who's this shy gay guy. I'm like a quarter of the way through, and it's really fun. Just very good slice of life stuff. Each page is kind of its own little episode, and all the jokes land really well. And also you get to see the art style evolve over time, because Cam Marshall did release this as a webcomic first. So it starts off with like very cool and good not stick figures, but very cool and good, like fairly simple cartooning that's just really expressive, and then moves into these much more layered backgrounds and really gets more complex with angles and all of that. And then finally, in the new releases, we've got X-Men X-Burst Wolverine. This is a sampling of Wolverine books for just $10. All from like the more modern stuff, where it's really him involved with the teaching of the school, and it has Power Pack crossover. And I just love when Power Pack stuff is included, because I think that they're a great team and very underrated. We also have a restock of books from Microcosm this week. Microcosm is an independent publisher out of Portland. They're really rad, and they publish just anything kind of anything under the sun, as long as it catches their attention. So we're really going to run the gamut here. First up is Consensuality by Helen Wildfell, and there's actually some co-writers on this book as well. And Helen and the other co-writers really share personal experiences about consensuality. There's illustrations and diagrams in there, and just kind of navigating the intersections of consent, gender, self-identity, and what those experiences are like, just from a human perspective. It seems really grounded, and like it is written in a style almost where you're talking with friends. We've also got The FBI War on Tupac Shakur. This is by John Potash, talking about Tupac, of course, but also civil rights from the 1960s through the 1990s, so continuing past the period that we kind of stopped talking about in high school. And he presents some of his own theories on what happened in Tupac's final days, and it seems like this really fascinating intersection between music and civil rights and history and, for lack of a better term, conspiracy theory, because when facts are obscured, that's all that you're left with, conspiracy. Yeah, so it seems really fascinating, and it's a really good deal for a whole book. It's great. It sounds weird to say a whole book, but this is a zine publisher, and they do put out like real-ass books. We've also got Henry and Glenn Forever. This is a fake romance comic between, I don't remember his last name, but Henry and Glenn Danzig. The quote on the back is, "Has Glenn seen this? Trust me, he would not be amused," which makes it all the more amusing. So yeah. We've also got The History of Miami Hip Hop. This is similar to The FBI War on Tupac Shakur. This kind of takes a couple of different angles on its subject matter. So it's one part oral history, one part kind of collection of works from this magazine called The Cipher, which was local hip-hop zine in the 90s in Miami, and then some memoir sections from the writer who worked for that magazine, The Cipher, and talking about how Miami changed hip-hop since the 1990s and how hip-hop changed Miami. So it seems pretty rad. Always love the local history stuff and seeing how our small corner of society fits into the world at large. We've also got Make-A-Zine, which is we've had smaller books in about smaller like zines and stuff about how to make zines, but this is by far the most comprehensive one that we've got. We don't have very many left, so come grab it before the chance passes you. And then next up is one that I'm really excited to talk about, but I have family that watches this, so I can't talk about it too much. But Monster Lovin' by S. Park is... I read the first story in this, and it's very good. Very good. It's smutty, steamy, monster fucker stories. The introduction's great, kind of lays out that these are going to be overtly queer characters, really detailed, cool, grisly monsters. And like I said, that first story is very good. I'm excited to read more. And yeah, if you want more details, please talk to me in person, but don't make me say anything else on camera. We've also got The Microcultural Revolution, which is a nice little hardback book. It's very pretty, but about identifying, observing, and cultivating mushrooms and other fungi and lichen. So it seems pretty rad, and this is our last copy. We got them in like 2 days ago, and stuff's already selling. And then finally, we've got The Punk Rock Entrepreneur, and I feel like the subtitle really says it all. Running a business without losing your values. So how do you exist as someone who believes in punk rock in a culture that requires you to participate in capitalism and really engage in all of these social structures? So yeah, this is all of the new books for the week, and if you have any questions about anything you see here, let us know in the comments. Otherwise, look forward to seeing you in the shop. Bye.